beep 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 doo 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 doo. Hey guys, welcome back to Arch Linux. Today I'm programming more, but I've actually come up with the best idea of all time to maximize our amount of concurrency, bro. We need to write a program that will run my super AI over multiple devices, over every device on the planet. And so my goal is simple. We will write a simple program that allows for us to create master and other worker nodes. Pretty much just creating message passing interface of my own. Also, there's other shit out there I want to look at today. First, I'm going to go ahead and do some web researches real quick, just to get myself ready. What is this for? Some researches. Wowie. Bro, the Opteron? Actually, what was, HPC architecture. Whoa. Lots of stuff in there. I'll bookmark this. Intel's a good source. Thank you, Mr. Jensen Huang. I like this. Compute. He used the C word, bro. You mean node? Pseudo node? I need more recommendations for CPUs to get in the future. Anyway, this program I have in front of us does a few things. It's pretty simple. I have a class called init, which has a static string which can be accessed from outside. Yeah, that website was a lot of words, bro. That's why I'm not reading it. I'm like, yeah, slop. My research is done for today. I did 2 seconds of research, guys. So, this builder class basically just calls it, well, I just called init load conf, and then init conf, which basically just does stuff to this thing. So the first one, you load conf, there's a string called config. Configs, I don't know how far I got on this. Actually, I did get it to work. Let's go ahead and actually execute it then, so you guys can see what it does. Oh. In the JSR 296, the intended audience for this snapshot is experienced swing developers with a moderately high tolerance for pain. Gil Hova reply, wait, there are swing developers with a low tolerance for pain? C++ is an insult to the human brain. Thank you, Niklaus Orth. This is amazing and made my day. 5 out of 10 already. This is good stuff. Clear! I need to get my daily Jester into. Jester 2 C++. Please be the best I've ever heard. Believe that C++ instills fear in programmers. Fear that interaction of some details cause unpredictable results. Its unmanageable complexity has spawned more fearful preventing tools than other language. But the solution should have been to create and use a language that does not overload the whole goddamn human. Very nice. From Eric Nagum. Let's continue. So, cd d_lane. I got my daily gestures out of the way, so we're good today. // Alright, so that's what it does. Pulls the config. Now, ls slash or dot slash config. Configs. Alright, so we're gonna just remove configs. Oh, did I just ls rm? Bro, what am I, dumb? ls. Do the ls again. Please. Nothing. Now, run the program. So the program will make that file. So how I have it working is that it checks if it exists before it makes it. So if it exists, it won't even have to go make it. If it makes it, it just returns after it's done. Because I'm not going to slap a goto in there and then be like, goto, and then go to that. But I feel like that'd be the optimal way of doing it. Once finished, go to this. Did you get my Cobird link? I sent it to you. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I gotta check. Was it on... Where was it at? Wait, I'm guessing Discord. Or Codeberg, or the other one. But I haven't logged in on Matrix in a while. Oh, via email? Oh, that's actually cool. Bro, nobody ever emails me. Gmails. Bro, Gmail is so dumb. Bro, I have 5,000 ads in my email. Hello, here's my project. I started based with your code with lots of changes. Web DAI tokenize. AI tokenizer. Whoa. Upload files to Slash. Webster128. I did a lot with my friends, but they never respond. I do a lot with my friends, but they never respond. Oh, okay. Import standard.parallelism. Task pool, IOTA. Write ln, write fln. Read. Oh, read. It's interesting. Appender. Runtime. So the appender class and an appender. Ooh. So you do all your imports to the start, then you do a lot of enums. I don't really use enums much if it wasn't obvious. I just kind of just cook. Special pad. I actually wrote out the plan while I was at work yesterday for the new stuff. I have it on a sheet of paper. Private G shared bool 256 is word byte table. Oh, and these comments are also things I should read. Usually I skip the comments. Pragmas are good. Inline is true. So you use inline 86 somewhere? Or what does that mean usually? I don't really know. I've never really used a pragma with inline. Let me read what that is. Pragmas. Pragma inline affects whether functions are inlined or not. If at the declaration level it affects functions declared in the block it controls. If inside the function it affects the function enclosed by. Takes two forms: pragma inline assigned expression. Affects the functions declared in the block controls. If inside a function it affects the function enclosed. Takes two forms. Okay. What does it affect it? What does it do? So, pragma inline true. Also, these are good though. Don't mind the extra stuff. I don't make clean code, so I usually make something and use AI to help put comments. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So I know where things are easier. Yeah. No, when I write code, I don't even comment it usually, I'm gonna be honest. So final class vocabulary. Oh, so there's... Oh. Never mind. Maybe class inheritance being used. Hash. Dot unique. Kept for defensiveness. A hand-edited word list might not be sorted or grouped even. Overfolded bytes. Write FLN %D from %S. It's another file that's the word list. Oh! It's like every word that's seen is put in there. String reverse. What the hell is reverse? Bro, you're using stuff that's more advanced than what I know. I see that you've a token struct in there. Enum size T. Based on Webster's 1828 dictionary. Size T. Size T is interesting. Size T allows you to make functions. Size T is really valuable. I don't really use it though. Basic types. I think size T is a more advanced one. All data types have a property in it which can be initialized. Did not think it was this advanced because it's what I learned in 8 hours. Bro, that'd take me like 4 months to figure that out. Bro, I wouldn't even... I think it's just a different way of thinking though. I think... But I mean... I don't know. I don't really use a lot of external resources. I usually just create myself. Appender. And then there's like so much of the library I don't even think to use. I don't even think to go use like a lot of other stuff. But I'm sure someday I'll be like up here in my lines. Like I'm at 100 now, nowadays. Typically, I used to be at like 30 or 40 lines, but now I'm at like I'm writing like 100 lines because I'm like, oh yeah, I can do this. Oh, I know about this or that or the other thing. Actually, something interesting that I'm going to use in the new system is called, let's see, Fibers Delaying Tour. This should be an easy example of what a fiber is. And there is a core.fiber, so that might be at Node.gc. Yeah. This might be better C compatible. So if you ever want to try that, better C is supposed to be a higher performance as long as you know how to set it up with, well, you have to control the garbage collector, I think, or initialize it or do something, implement it. I don't know. I just remember when I was writing, what was it, like OS stuff, we were doing better C and at Node.gc for it. So, some stuff like that. Externing everything to C. Void foo. And then you have fiber yield and then boom. But fiber is a class, so if you do fiber and you have a pointer to foo, here's something interesting, is that if I were to call, for example, if a pointers are nice, they have like memory stuff. You can point to like, for example, the function, oh, I don't have any functions that are like not in a class, but I can point to like the class init, for example. I think I can do that. This is referencing that address. So if I were to do this, me putting a asterisk before that would be like the same thing, but like this gets us an address. So let's go ahead and demonstrate what this does exactly. Hi, I'm new here. What's going on? Oh, one of my viewers showed me their code based off of what I had written yesterday, and I'm just looking at it and going, I have no idea what any of this is. Oof. And then I'm mostly talking about fibers, but anyway. You haven't gotten the daily jester yet. Actually, new rules for daily jester. Since whenever anybody pops in the stream, they haven't seen the daily jester, we have to make sure that they get the jester for C++. C++ is to C as lung cancer is to lung. There you go, you got a nice and short one. Run it and tell me what you think. The output is a bit different. Okay. I'm gonna have to download. Did you use LDC or DMD or what? Let's go ahead and download. Where did I put it at? This one? There we go. Is there more stuff? So do you use args in this? I'll figure that out in a second. I'll figure that out. Download file. Downloads. Put it in D-Lang. New folder. Bad OS. Download file. Sure. Save it there. 16 kilobytes. Alright, so let's go ahead and mkdir. Oh. Bro, I'm stumbling right now. What was it called again? It was like we'll just call it WD. ls downloads. Alright, so we're gonna mv from downloads WD AI optimize, and we're gonna put it into D underscore lang, and then WBD. All right, CD D underscore lang, and then WDB. Oh, WBD. If you need a link to that, to the text file, I'll send it. I can get it. Don't worry, I got it. ls. So it needs a text file? What's in the text file? Let's get that going. I'm guessing it's just stuff. Oh, it's a list of the words. That is the entire English words. This is very interesting. Do you have a set streaming schedule so that I know when to tune in? Yeah, usually I get started around like 30 minutes ago. Well, actually, no, it's like 15 minutes ago. I would have just started. And then before that, I do like a game for like an hour. So I'll like play a game for an hour, and then I'll get on it like around this time, and I'll start programming and stuff. Sent a gift. Thank you, man. This is good. Whoa, it's 3 a.m. now. This will help me build the supercomputer that we're gonna eventually make. Well, that I'm working on. This list is very massive. Why am I doing this? I need a whole page up at this time. 2,000 lines of words. And it's 500 kilobytes. Kilobytes. Let me go ahead and save that to delaying. Oh, another gift? Or no? Oh, it's just there for a while. Whoa! Can I open loot boxes live? Does it give me... It's 1 a.m. in the morning for you? Yeah, it's 3 a.m. for me. I just get up at really early. And then I go to bed as soon as I get off work. See, I don't really like my job. It's not good enough programming for me. But I don't really get to choose anymore, so... Just kind of have to stay with it until I can get that opportunity to go to something else. Let's see, Webster 1828 words.txt. Alright, so since we're in this directory, let's go ahead and run LDC2 on it so I can see if it works with LDC. WAI underscore optimized. And do -O. Hopefully I don't accidentally screw it up. I don't use LDC a whole lot in these videos. It's for like release stuff. LDC is significantly better for when you get that final... There needs to be a capital O. But this optimizes it. Makes optimizations. It takes a lot longer than it does the DMD. The DMD compiler is fast. Gotta go to sleep, but all the things you're doing sparks my interest. Hope you succeed in your task. Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope I can build the massive supercomputer for you all. LDC2. LS. There should be /WDAI underscore optimized. Loaded 62,388 words from Webster 1828 underscore words.txt. That was really fast. So let's go ahead and time that actually. If it just loads them sequentially or like time, that's slower than like Hello World, but like, wait, is that slower than Hello World or is that faster, bro? I don't remember. I think that is slower slightly, but like if I were to time it after I DMD it, DMD, let's see here, DMD WDA optimized. I don't remember the optimizations you can do with DMD. I think one of them is just to type in version equals release or something. But either way, this should be fine. They're really, maybe it is also -O. LS. But you can see it compiled faster. So when I run /WDA optimize, let's do a time one. And it's way slower like that. So that's the difference that it makes to have LDC versus DMD. With LDC, the time is way faster. And you can do many more targets with LDC too. I'll explain why that is in a second. So it takes longer to compile, but your speeds are going to be faster. So let's talk about like LLVM toolchain. It's actually really interesting. LLVM toolchain gives you access to toolchain gives you access to LLVM bytecode. Not sure about what all of this is, but I guess this is their language reference and stuff, maybe for LLVM bytecode. For the LLVM assembly language. But the LLVM stuff, very fast. So when you compile the LLVM, super duper speed, bro. They got it down. But also, you get multiple targets. You can do spurv targets, all kinds of stuff that you wouldn't really think you could do normally. For example, spurv. What even is spurv architecture? Well, spurv V is the standard IR for parallel compute and graphics. spurv V. I've compiled a .srv file or SPV. I think it was SPV, but very cool. D-Lang also falls somewhere in here. Nice, you seem to know more than you say. Yeah, I just know some of the stuff about the... Like, obviously I don't know everything. There's stuff that I'm like, bro, I don't know what this is, but I've barely researched any of this stuff. I looked at this weekend, honestly. This weekend I was like, what are we gonna even do with the... What was it that we built? The fucking Void OS server? Which I do actually have to update the Void OS server. Now that I think of it, I gotta do that. The Void OS server has 2 GPUs, by the way. So, let's see. When it turns on, I'll see the blue ones on. Huh. Wait, 237? That is the IP. No root to host. What do you mean no roost to host? Is it actually 237? Ah, here we go. Just took too long to boot. Let's log in. Yeah, that's about right. Would you change anything with my code? Try and see if you can get it better C compliant. I wonder how fast that would be. If you could write it and have it better C compliant, it's probably way faster. But the difference is that with better C, you'd have to write a lot of the D functions yourself. It'd be like pain. Also, you can look up the dictionary. It's nice. It has words and definitions from the year 1828. Oh, sorry. This one is just Jester, and it just watches Jester. Sudo xbps dash install dash syu. Which I'm running the Musil backend on this one. SYU is to say like sync yes update, I think. That's actually such a cool thing though. So we're just gonna let that update and then I'll go ahead and get back to this stuff for my code. But I was going to talk about pointers, right? I was going to talk about pointers. So if I put a pointer to init, it should just pull, like, init. We'll see how that works in a second. Exits. Did it successfully update? Yeah, that's good. I'm like a day behind on that. Oh. Tmux kill dash server. Exits. And then send shutdown to it. Dash T Boom! Got it updated in the stream, bro. Alright, I'm gonna get back to what I was doing. We're gonna CD back into my... Actually, dot. Yep, I'll be able to just... What was it in? It was in f_MPI. We're gonna run dmd .d. And that's interesting. Also, I was doing some research yesterday, and I was like, every time you load a... Well, let me get to my next point. It's going to involve this, the pointer. So if I can point to init, right? Let me run the pointer to init right now. Let me see, it's up here. ./fmpi, and you can see it pulled that. However, it didn't load anything, which is, oh, sometimes it just chooses not to work. But you see it's pointing to an address in memory. So this is a memory address, and that's the great thing about pointers is memory addresses. So if I were to take write_ln, and I did like something like this, can I actually write out the entire class? And I think you can't do that because it's technically an overload. However, if you had a pointer, for example, declared as, let's see, let's create a pointer, for example, class pointer maybe? I think you can do that. You'd have to do init pointer class pointer, and we'll just call it CL equals, and does it need to point to the address of, points to the address of init, and then we can just write out CL, and it should just work like I just put write_ln for init. So, yep. So that's how you can use a pointer. So as long as you have a pointer to the type, for example, if I were to point to a void type, for example, let's say I pointed to void CL and init dot load conf, and I do that. So then what's it gonna do? It's gonna try to write a void, but it can't do that. So I could technically then call it with this different naming, like a weirdo, but it would technically work. I could just do CL and put a reverse pointer. This is when you can call C functions and get callbacks from delay, is when you have that. That's important for that. I don't think that's going to work with a class. But let's say we had like a C library that we just wrote, or like we have our own better C library or assembly code. You could call those with those pointers. Pointers technically reference code, so if you were to type ref, you could reference a value, like for example, if I had a string, I didn't want to make a duplicate of it, and I have a void type, I can put a ref in there, and that will allow me to have a reference of what that code is. So the string array for builder is just to make the code, and then like we take those strings. It only makes strings that are of the length 2. What IDE is that on Arch? Oh, it's KDE. Kate's K Advanced Text Editor, my bad. My brain cells are damaged. Congratulations, you're a winner because today is your lucky day. Today is the day of Linux. And so, also, you don't have to look at it, but I'll send you over my HTML web game project and a YouTube client called Python. I'll check them out probably tomorrow, because I don't really want to spend all day checking out other stuff, but it's pretty cool to see other people's decode. We back? Yeah, we're back to program. But since there's now two new chat messages, we're gonna have to look at 2 new gesture 2s, and I think We'll do Java and C++. So, maybe Java prefers to be bullied from Wines, one of our viewers, and then, of course, I believe C++ instills fear in programmers, fear that the interaction of some details causes unpredictable results. It's unmanaged. And if you want to help by roasting C++ or Java, please do so at this time, and I will put those in there. Let me know. Please do put roasts for C++ and Java. I'm also looking for Rust, as I'm willing to start the Rust files. Thank you. Now that we got that out of the way, back to programming. Well, you burnt your brain? Kinda? I don't know. Alright, so we know that these are working. So that means I can get into my while loop. Sorry, just looking into the eye. This is sick. Yeah. How do you think of my desktop background, by the way? I'm sorry, I just have to ask. Oh. But also, did you guys know I have 6 desktop backgrounds? So I have, this one. This one. This one. This one. And then I have the AI slop one. But that one's so fucking lame, I need to replace it. Why do C+? Because because light attracts bugs. Sorry, wrong one there. Why was C++ programmer kicked out of school? He didn't know how to handle exceptions. Vim d_lang Jester / data, and there should be CPP. Oh my god, that's too much. Oh, wall of text. All I gotta say is that I use NVim, by the way. We're not all the same. Yeah. Bro, you just have a different skill level than me, and that's okay. Because we're not all built to be Vim masters. Actually, I really hate Vim, honestly. Vim is like my least favorite thing of all time. Because I really don't know how to do it. Oh god. I just fucked up the dude's name. It's okay. Alright, time to start writing out these lines. Actually, Shift : QA, Shift exclamation point. Oh, did I just Bro, this is why I don't use Vim. My brain cells get, like, lost in the sauce. I'm a nano guy. Well, I was a nano guy. But, I prefer to use stuff that's, like, easier. Not Vim. God forbid I have to go program on the server again with Vim. At that point, I may as well go back to GNU Nano. But I like some of the features of Vim, like DD, bro. You can like DD and take shit out of there. It's really nice. This is really good. Let me scoot up. Where the hell is the Jester 2 stuff? Home Heisenberg Jester 2. I'll start adding to the Jester files. These will be uploaded later. Probably. Well, I don't know. By the way, there's 40 expressions at this time. To learn it, I suggest using the Z editor. It's really nice and easy with NeoVim mode onto it. Let's see. Can I just... Bro, I won't be able to copy this message. Oh, wait. No. No, I said sudo copy copy. Pasta. Perfectus. Perfectamogus. Amogus Bobby. This all ends up being on one line, too. Then scroll down. Eventually these will end up in one of the C++ introductions. Does have a learning curve, but you gotta use the escape key, and you gotta force yourself to use it. Then there's, yeah, exactly. See, if I were to go and start using Nano again, I'd be like, bro, I don't even know I'm doing it in Nano anymore. I've been using Vim so much, I'll start getting the two mixed up, and I'll have to spend a month relearning Nano. So I may as well just stick with what works, which is Vim. Because I can kind of do shit in Vim some days. Not right now, clearly. Clearly right now is not the day to use Vim. This is the most lines I've added to the files so far. Please, if you have other recommendations, let me know. If you guys hate Java, I'll add those too. We can extend this by like 40 bajillion lines. Hope you stream those. Templates are like magic until they explode. I hope you stream those, lol. So you like my jokes? They're good. These will be perfect for the thing. Plus, I need more diversity because I feel like every day I'm getting the same ones. So why does the what type of dev do you all do in the chat? That's a question for them. Okay, that's good. Why did the C++ bring the shovel to work? They were tired of dealing with memory leaks. That's like a Java one. Anyway, if you want to know where the original ones came from, they came from the one thing. Cybersec, red turning stuff, and just learning different languages. I want to learn another compiled language, but I haven't fully mastered D, so I don't know if that's worth my time yet to learn another one. I looked into VLang and I was like, this might be good. Oh, I do D-Lang. And then I just do random shit usually. See, Jester 2 is an example of random shit. It's a program designed to help C++ programmers remember who they are. While true. Okay, so one of the things is test. I guess we'll say is test means that the program runs. So if you don't have is test equals true in your config, it won't run. Congratulations. I tried to use multiple inheritance, like in D-Lang. In D-Lang you only get single inheritance. D-Lang is like that. Walter Bright had some interesting ideas with D-Lang. But to be fair, he did them for the correct reasons. Like, there really isn't operator overloading, except for, like, classes. And even then, you can't just make a fucking cube. The C++ cubes are just fucking brain jar. My brain goes in a jar at that point. Every time I bring it up, every time I think about it even. This is the magnificent AI of TM, right? Soon we'll build like fish AI. Well, that's what we're building. We're gonna build the framework to which fish AI will exist on. It's gonna happen. This is gonna be the biggest project I ever do. It might take me 2 years to finish, but that's okay, because that's 2 years well spent, in my opinion. Let's see. If you don't put is test equals true in config, execution ends here. This is good. Feed 4chan trends as data, treads as data. Just ask me anything. Reddit. My program will start off by browsing Reddit, and then it will become an ultra clown. And when it starts backdooring people's computers and logging into their accounts just to type in jester jokes in the terminal, then people will realize, oh, AI was a bad idea. We just let the Pandora's box out of the bag, and now Fish is cooking with his super AI, which is gonna unleash the real Jester onto the world by putting C++ jokes into people's terminals every time they log in. It's gonna be like Microsoft, but in verse, and it's gonna be able to figure out how to extend itself so that way. This is the diabolical, evil scheme that I have. It's super genius. So that way it's like Microsoft, right? You know how Microsoft is everywhere. Instead of it being Microsoft really bad, Jester AI is going to be able to implement the new features of Jester as they come out in real time. But I'm also super distracted, so... But it's also going to allow Jester to install the Jester files onto your computer so he can spit out random stuff like Java is pain because it's fucking cringe. C++ developers suck because they write in code that's fucking ass backwards and upside down at the same time, while also saying, let's slap more plates onto my rusty car. Forsoft or Microchan will be our new AI name. So while isTest is going to be the runtime for the host, I didn't really explain what I'm doing. This is the host. The host... Well, actually, this is not the host. That's the next step. So this function makes init happen. Well, this class makes init happen. And then what happens next is going to be that we need to get the program using those init configs to do stuff. So that's going to have to happen somehow. Injecting Jester Elon Musk implants to embed C++ jokes into their site. Bro, that's the ultimate goal, is we will embed C++ in every single CUDA core on a GPU. Well, isTest. Huh. Well, that's exactly what a Fed would say. So, don't know if we can believe that one. No, I'm joking. Not like I would really care anyway. Everybody can learn from this. It's great. Well, isTest, then... I'm sorry, I'm thinking of what I want it to do. I'm not actually thinking of what I want it to do. I'm getting distracted. That's what I'm thinking. Getting distracted. Hone in on the game. No dash fed. JK. Are you deaf though? Type deaf. Well, isTest, then... Actually... Well, is master equals true, that's what we want to do. So, is master is going to be the main thing, and then what we're going to do is we're going to start a new class, and it's going to be called class... Wait a second. We're going to use modules. This is a thing you can do in D-Lang. Let me open Thunar since I don't want to be like super duper slow today and start using random MVLS. No, I'm not saying I'm not a Fed. Bro, I wouldn't even care, honestly. Whoa. Bro, I forgot I even had Linus Torvalds images on my computer. Oh, this one? This one was the one I had in my desktop background at one point. Linux creator apologizes for being a jerk. Linus Torvalds images on my computer. I could be a Fed or I could not be one. Who's to say I'm one and me not to lie, or to like could be not a Fed or no Fed, who knows. Let's see. D-Lang. What am I doing next? Bro, honestly, they don't need Feds anymore. They just need AI. They need Jester. NVIDIA. Oh, you mean NVIDIA Gate? I love NVIDIA Gate. What operatings? Oh, that's a good question. By the way, I use Arch. Would you like to see my desktop background? Sorry, I can't show that right now. I'm kind of busy though. I don't even know what I have in any of these folders or why it defaulted me to here. We need to go to the message passing interface folder. Oh, by the way, did you use a Pragma in the other thing? The Pragma. The Pragma is awesome. Well, actually, you did use Pragmas. But did you use... I think you did use those. I thought I saw you using those. I've never actually really bothered to use them or really learn too much about them. I just know they exist. No. Wait, I don't think I see them anywhere. Let me tell you about Mixins. Oh gosh, not again. Don't get him started. Wonder how his desktop wallpapers look. Love your wallpaper. Thank you. I'll use a different one tomorrow. D-Lang. Not those, but there's a feature in D-Lang called Mixin. Mixin is really cool. Not looking at that, but Mixin is cool. String mixins, not confused with template mixins, enables string constants to be compiled as regular D code. From 1 to 10, how I did rate, I'd say 10. I had no idea what it even looks to do. Well, actually, oh. Is this that one thing, but just a different way of writing it? I think this is the stuff I wrote, but like a different way, kind of. I don't know. A lot more advanced than what I write, that's for sure. Using properties and things. I have no idea what properties are even for. Better at object-oriented programming, but it's a difference of experience. Like, I barely have as much experience. I don't think it's that I don't know a whole bunch. I think it's that I'm just not super experienced. This guy is the definition of I use Arch, by the way. Yeah, exactly. I'm getting tired of this wallpaper, so let me fix it real quick. It's time for Linus Arch. So that way I can focus, hone in my developer skills. So if it's this, we're gonna pull a new file. That new file is gonna be a module called module things. I don't know yet. MPI_master. This is going to be linked afterwards. We're going to do dynamic linking. It's going to be a dynamically linked file because even though it's a little bit slower, it will pull the functions so that way it saves on memory usage. I believe. Keywords I believe. I didn't do much research. I have less lol. I spent 8 hours, but you've programmed different languages, I'd assume. If you've programmed different languages, then you definitely have a lot better diversity of what you're writing with, or what you kind of know, or like skills and things. Like, I don't know a lot about, like, I know the bare minimum about everything to get shit to work. And I know that there's things that exist. I'm slow at learning. I'm like, oh, I'm definitely like dumb, or like, what is the words? Words I can't say on YouTube. Not dumb, but just mentally slow. Reduced. Only use Python and HTML. That's not much. Oh, I don't know. Still, I just believe people know more than me usually. So, but that was a lot better than what I could write. So that's a 10 out of 10. Although I don't think there's really any code that's 10 out of 10. There's always stuff to improve. I'd say 9 out of 10. Like, I think one of the things that would make it interesting would be to see if better C is a possible alternative to writing entirely in D, which I'm going to extern this whole thing as well. Extern C. Probably. Actually, no. Wait, I can do that. What am I programming? Programming a message passing interface for my supercluster of all time. It's going to be awesome. And the master node will have to handle all of the... There should be core.RAW raw sockets, I think. And then I have to make all of the sockety stuff myself. Was it F_MPI? F_MPI. I can't just use the MPI name. FMPI master. Save it as FMPI .master.d. Should be good. That creates a D file. So extern C will enable me to compile it with better C to a runtime. Or no, to a .so file. So the master node will be able to just call this dynamically linked file eventually. And then that means that... So, hold on this. I'm going to put a comment here. Compile... let's go with the multi-line. I like it better. Compile with better C and use as .so for master nodes. And technically you could have a portable, like, what is it called? Whatchamacallit's thingamajig, I don't know. But you can have something. You can have the other one. The nodes, right? They can also have it for the non-master nodes. So that for the control plane, I guess, and then for the worker nodes. Master and worker nodes, right? So for master nodes, you could have this, but you could also have this, but it won't use them. It just won't call that into existence, and when we bind that. So that's when we'll do this. So if is master, then we'll import the module f_MPI.master. However, I don't really remember much about dynamic linking, and if you import modules from them even. Programming is like sex, one mistake, and you'll have to support it for the rest of your life. Truly. Import... No, don't import modules. What am I doing? _MPI. .master. .d. Oh, don't do that. Not .d. C and C++ went to 5-star bar. C was stopped by the gates because C got no class. I don't know. I feel like C's cool actually. Never mind. I don't know. I feel like Fortran would be cool. Fortran's what all the CERN people use. If I learned Fortran, I'd be cool as hell, bro. That'd be the coolest language I should learn. Fortran. Everybody hears about Fortran, but nobody uses it because it's ancient. Who wants to use an ancient language? when they could just use Rust. Rust is awesome, guys. Wow. Anyway. These might also have to be called as extern C. Oh wait, but it's dynamically linked though. And if it's dynamically linked libraries, did I have Odin code? I think I had it in my Odin codes open. Go up like 2 levels. 3. Actually, yeah, Heisenberg. The example codes. Q. Why do Java they can't C#? You use Fortran? Fortran amazing, bro. Goddamn, I'm jealous. Which one? Is this the weird library thing I was writing? I use assembly I forgot to mention. I reverse engineered Roller Coaster Tycoon. We use Fortran mainly for fast scientific computing. Yeah, that's what I thought. It's like something they use at CERN. It's pretty cool. Kernel CLI.d. Where's the Odin one? Map.io. What are these? What was I writing? Oh, that's a OS. Oh, shit. Was I writing... This was a while ago. Okay, so that's Odin code. I don't really care about hello world.odin, but that's a function externed. And so when you would call it... No, I gotta go back up a few layers. Program examples. Hello world combo. I'm a language hopper, by the way. I've tried like 10 different languages after D. D was like the awakening for me. I realized I can actually program, so then I was like, bro, if I can actually program, then I can learn so many other languages too. Hello world combo. Here we go. You need to compile to... Yeah, here's a .so. Hello world.d is what I'm looking at though. Oh, an extern C here. Okay, so you don't even need to... Oh, was I calling the D function from... No, you just call extern C void hello world. Distro hopper for a year? Yeah, I've distro hopped too. I still kind of have those distro hop tendencies. You don't even import. You just... Well, do you import? I think you just link it. That's what you do. You link... I have it written down in my notes. That's good. I can just reference those when we go to compile it now. Which means I'll have to LD it. Let me go grab my notes real quick. And this is also when that was also the day I discovered NM, which is a tool used to like dump object files. It's a good thing I took notes on that. Otherwise, I'd be really stupid right now, being like, how do you do this again? Export CC codebird. It's a mix of all my shit right here. Kimu system x86 DMD. Oh, here we go. So you do DMD and you can do the... You could also, if you can't compile it easily, then you just would do something else involving like not linking it at the end. You would just compile an object file and then you could link it. Anyway, we just extern to those other ones. But I kind of want to research this more, because I don't know. Import .so dling. See if anybody else does this. Stack Overflow, please. You rage bait me. Being a Linuxer, and you write, I use Hannah Bieber, by the way. Yeah, I use, I use, oh, sorry. I use Linus Torvalds, by the way. I guess. Nice to see another Arch user. Oh, and by the way, since you showed up, Jester to, C++. There you go. There's your daily Jester for you. I'm not gonna read this one, I don't feel like it. There you go. You're welcome. Let's go ahead and extern the C, or extern those. Extern C, then call those. Wait, someone actually Googling and not using AI? Bro, I feel like whenever I was using AI, I wasn't really learning the most efficiently. I feel like it kind of slowed it down, honestly. I'm like, bro, why would I use AI if I'm gonna slow myself down in the process? Extern C the whole file here. So that means this has to be all better C compliant. Or I could just not do that and just instead call a DSO. You can do that with C#, you just use P invoke. C# you just use, but I've never done a DSO. We'll do this because it makes sense. Translate. Bro, it just translated it into one less A. Let's continue on. Void. We don't even have any functions. There's also, I don't even know how I would import types. Do you even have types? I think you do maintain object-oriented stuff. Let's not extern C there. Let's not do that. So would you just import it then? No, I wanted to write a D wrapper and consume it. Tried to import A, did not work. You don't import shared libraries, you need to import module source files. So as .so does not belong to the import A does not the source file. That needs to be your import directory. If your library has multiple source files, you import the path imported separately. What's the difference between AI and a cult? One promises to change your life and everything about you, asks you for complete trust, and the other has a compound. Oh. That's very few differences. Okay, we'll check those out in a second. Actually, check out the documentation on this. Statically linking to C, statically loading a shared library in C, dynamically loading a C++ shared library with libphobos2a, statically linking D program with libphobos2.so, creating a D and loading a DDLL from D. It is important to link the main program with libphobos2.so and not libphobos2.a. Lots of build commands. Oh, that makes the SO file. So we want it dynamically linked so they'll be loaded whenever they're called, instead of just existing permanently and being able to be pointed to. Extern C and DLL. But why? So that's the main program. Okay, so we'll extern C for that. And it said int DLL, but what's their code for DLL? Shared static this printf. Oh, okay. But they don't even have those anymore. Oh, wow. Oh, this is a class, though. Is this a class? What? Wait, why are they using this here? That's weird. Oh, DLL.D. That has those. Shared static this. Oh, wow. So they can actually call those from outside. From a C program. A DDLL from a C. So here's a C program loading a DDLL. Here's that same DDLL being loaded by this one. So you still have to extern C probably. No. The DDLL just contains int DLL. And then from there, that's printf that, and then a delimiter, which would give you that. Function is found. Okay. Extern C, and then you put an int, right? So we have int DLL, and that just calls or puts printf, or just I guess you would, yeah, you'd have to put printf for the D to be compatible with C. Wait, actually, bool is loaded, or we'll just use boolean for this. We'll use it as a boolean type, and then we'll call the boolean type, and it will be like if is loaded, and they can also write out stuff too. It'll be like kind of like how is it called? It's like the D libraries. There's D bindings for OpenGL and shit, and they always are like not true or is true. It's kind of like those kind of where you can like use that to have your error handling as well. That's my plan, I think. Is dynamic, or no? Gotta find a better name. Loaded dynamic. Sure, why not? This is a shitty name because it's fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 characters long. I hate that. It's too long for me. But anyway, is loaded dynamic. If it is true, if it's not, it should just return false. The default would be false. Return true. Put my import after this. So it's not a master file, actually. It wouldn't even be a module. You wouldn't even have to have that in there. The only reason you have a module is if you're trying to compile it, which I'm trying to avoid because I don't want to have to deal with all of that. So I'm trying to keep it separate. Import standard dir, and then you do a selective import, and you can take write ln. There's also write, which is like do without the new line character at the end. So we're gonna put write ln in there, and so now I can call write ln. It should just be able to, or actually no. Call printf. That's the C way of doing it. I feel like that's evil of me to say. That's like diabolical. I just said, that's the C way of doing it. That's fucking evil. Let's go ahead and switch up the wallpapers. Thinking data maxing today. Printf. Printf. And then just put true. Does it have to be apostrophes for printf to work? Because it's going to call import standard C, right? And then let me recheck that. Standard C dot standard dio. Mason Wheeler really close to violence against Bjarn streets up today with terminal quote. Let's use it more like what was it? What did I say? I don't even remember. Let's just do it the C way, guys. Yeah, that's it. Let's just do it the C way. The most lamest shit I think I've ever said. This is giving me either... This is giving me Haskell vibes. I think I've seen Haskell before. It looks something like this shit. Haskell vibes. Haskell vibin'. Joe vibin'. Alright, now give me my printf, please. Sudo printf. Hopefully that works. Let's try compiling it with DMD and FPIC. Oh, right, and -C is just to make it into C? Oh, okay. If C++ is the worst to be taken seriously, where does PHP fit in? Asking for a friend. Alright, I'll probably add that later. Oh wait, that's actually good. Here, I'll add that now. Thank you for this quote. Open. Where is it at? I hate C++ as well. But here we go. That's a good quote. That's from, you said it was from Mason Wheeler? Really to choose against with that terminal quote? So it's from this guy? Or is that your own creation? Let me know. I don't know. I'm just gonna put this for now. And then if you let me know, I'll change it later. For accuracy. Let's go and... Unidentified identifier is master. Ah, right. I need to go in there and set that to be the struct configuration.isMaster. So I'm using just a static configuration here, and that's something I don't usually do, but in this case I'm going to do that. Instead of just initializing struct configuration, you can just use static. Works really good. And extern C, and it's going to call, from here, we're going to call FMPI loaded dynamic. Bool loaded dynamic. So since isMaster is true by default, if isMaster is false, then it's going to open a different loop, it's going to do different things. So that's how that's going to work. But if it's loaded dynamic, then it's going to be like yes, sudo yes. Alright, so that works. Although, it needs to be linked, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, here we see that they're linking it to where the shared library is. And you have to put rpath dmd-of.so. Oh, that's the dll.d. Is this for Windows? Windowsium 2 chloride. Could you not just do a ddll? Would you have to do it as extern C? I think you might have to, because I think you can't just... a ddll. It is important to link the main program with libfobus 2.so, not libfobus 2.a, otherwise the result will be multiple instances of the D runtime conflicting with each other. You are hilarious. I thought I finally found the last normal Arch user in my journey to the path of the unknown land of Arch. Bro, you don't even know the half of it, bro. We got NVIDIA Jensen trying to sell me a Blackwell GPU right now from the NVIDIA gate right there. Well, actually, no. He's not coming to sell me that thing. He's just trying to show it to me and then laugh at me. See, that's what's going on. So then it stops. But what's going on there? This is very interesting to my brain cells. It's not calling isLoaded dynamic though. So it calls that in this. But we could also have a state called isReady. that's when it does this. If configuration is ready, which means that everything's correct in our initialization, and we made it to the while loop, and that means it'll lock in. Otherwise, it's doing all the init here. Instead of us having multiple while loops, I can avoid that. Here, I'll add this now. If your program is not ready, it won't run. Lol. Lol. Lamau. Double lol lamau. Very good. Now, here's what's gonna happen in the initialization is we'll do if is master. And then if it's a master file, then it's gonna load master. If is master, extern C bool, but it's also gonna be configuration dot is master. Extern C bool loaded dynamic. Let's see how that does. And it stops execution there. Then it should set it to is ready though. That should also be set. How do you figure out when it's ready? That's when we would call this, and as long as at least one of these loads, then it's good. So, well, actually, yeah. So the configuration just stores that stuff, and then I guess you'd have one that's just in normal if you want help. I learned to build Arch from the ground up as my first Linux distro, and my introduction to Linux got it to work in 2 days later. Lol, Linus and Jensen are neighbors in your workspace, sharing on one screen. This is the peak of rage bait and illegal. Bro, this is not just illegal, this is criminal, bro. This is insane. Okay, that's AI slop. Let's go ahead and choose another one. Todd Arch. You want to buy Skyrim today? I think Todd says I need to buy Skyrim, but I'm not listening today. I'm going to anime Arch. Archin. Actually, that one's too... We use that one. The one we don't use ever is the Dell Wise, aka Aperture Labs. And then we will use loaded dynamic. Do I do nested if statements? Also, I sent you some good wallpapers. Thank you. Program Thunar. Wait, on Steam. Oh, I thought you meant like. Oh! I got pictures of my wallpaper when I first set it up, bro. Bro, I was sending these to Discord servers across the globe, bro. But loaded dynamics should also technically be a void. But you can also say, so then I will now comment this section to make it look somewhat more readable. Okay, cool. My good grammar and keyboard mashing got us pretty far. Thank God. Jabibis is with us today. And now, before it can get to here, Actually, no, it doesn't need any exception handling. It won't even enter this while loop if the configuration is not ready. So then that's all it needs. So that's how we're going to load our configurations for the master node. And we'll just load a master DLL. All it needs to do is import that. We need to rename this now. Rename to master .d. We'll call it f_mpi_master.d. Which I will comment all of these now as well. Default. True. Some default false. Because it can't, well, obviously if it's not a master, it should be a worker. If false, assume worker. Uses Arch, but still uses VS Code. Bro, you wouldn't even know VS Code looks like if it was in the back of your head, bro. This is Kate, as you can see. K Advanced Text Editor. Lol. Get clowned on, nerd. XDDDDDDD. My desktop wallpaper says you're something. I don't know. The Duke Nukem meme. Import Duke Nukem meme at this time. Use for while loop. Here we go again. Bro, the wallpapers are too good, man. I cooked on them. Some of them. Not the Sloppenheimer paper. Sloppenberg, bro. Never got a debugger working in Kate. I just use it to write. I don't even use the terminal in it. See, watch what happens if I click on the terminal. Console not installed. Please install K-Onsole. Okay, how about you get K-Onsolitis and get your consoles removed? Eat it, nerd. And then, boom. But, so anyway, it only checks this one if the first one's false, I believe. I like Kate, bro. Kate's better. I like Kate better. It's what I started with. I just like what I use first. It works for me. I don't know. I feel like just use whatever works for you. It's my honest answer to most problems. If you can find something and it works, then good. But look at his code. It looks like that in VS Code is. Code looks like that. VS is underfed. Normal, originally healthy VS Code looks like it got treated in his basement. I'm confused at this time. Oh, actually. If I had two of these. So loaded worker or master. And then loaded worker. So that way you know what's going on. They will also tell you, no matter what, that they're loaded. So we'll have loaded master is ready, and loaded worker is ready. This is the first time I've used a DLL in any of my code. Or, well, something like that. I'm having a very slow day. But they'll both use this. Bro, just make your own distro and kernel. Bro, I would try that, but it's not as cool as writing a message passing interface. That's the future right there. Building Archdude into a computer, bro. My computer will run super slow because it will be 500 kilograms. Alright, so now, DMD. And it says variables cannot be of type void. Void. Oh, it needs a void pointer. Extern D, bro. Can you just extern D? Right? I'm pretty sure you can extern D, right? What do you mean can't be a type void? Void pointer then? How about that? Void pointer. I'm gonna have to do pointer stuff. I like pointers. Fine. Extern C that shit. Maybe I can extern. Fine. Okay, that works. Is the struct... Yes, configuration is ready. Cool. I keep forgetting to put configuration. Dot is ready. A new OS they're making called Cope. Yeah, I've heard. You know, personally, I would call it Cope Pilot OS. Get used to it if you're a Windows user. When will you fly out of Archland forever? Will you? If yes, which one? I like Void, but I haven't tried Chimera OS. I tried to do a... There was this fucking LARPer distro this weekend. I was like, bro, we gotta get this Gamery OS. It was complete slopperia, bro. Didn't work on my Dell Optiplex 7020. I was like, god damn. So I want to... Also, that kind of loops into another point I want to make, but I want to get a bunch of... Yeah, Void's kind of hard. Void's like Arch, but if you, like, made it, like, angry for some reason. I don't know what the words would be. It's like if Arch was pissed off. I guess these are Void pointers. So I'm calling Void pointers for a binding, I guess. I guess that's how you would do a binding. You would just extern a pointer and then call the pointer. Am I learning things today or what? Extern D, and it's gonna be a void pointer. Oh, shit. I'm not supposed to modify that one. Whoops. Whoops. Slight mistake. Extern D. And we're gonna just switch them to extern D now. Let's see if we can DMD. Function expected before type of void pointer. Oh, maybe you could also call those like other ones. Function expected before not loaded master of type void pointer. Oh wait, what? Huh. Void pointers. Void pointer pointer. Pointers have a usage. I don't remember what it was. But the address of loaded master. You need to import it with this. I believe for D. What is the difference between extern C and extern D though? That's something I don't remember. There was extern D. Extern C++. Of course Microsoft likes C++. Bro, where the fuck is my D-Lang extern? Come on. Oh, did I just slapticate that in the wrong one somehow? I was like super typing. The fucking shit. on this button, execute a new tab. Oh, hey, I found something weird. What's this shit? Why did I just put an and extern and void? Oh, I just actually fucked that shit up. Polish spelling. Alright, declarations. Extern D though. Usual way to link dlibs into D code is to include the required D module source files, but that gives away all of the source code, which in some instances it is not possible to do that for legal reasons. The other way is to create a C-style API using extern C, but that means translating some structures from D to C, and then from C back to D, which is not a nice solution. As far as I know, there is no extern D. That was in 2013, but now there is an extern D. I swear to God there is. Is that Gordon Freeman? Gordon? What the hell? I'm sorry if this is this guy's actual image. I doubt it is, but anyway. I don't understand why Gordon Freeman's here. The usual way is to link in the dlibs and the source code. You can use extern D or simply extern, as described here. Attribute linkage. C++ class struct linkage type. Oh. Coolioso. Linkage type. Oh, so if you have a D linkage. So that's what's going to go to the linker. You also can do Objective-C. Windows. Gordon Freeman, it is you, isn't it? Bro, that guy had to be Gordon Freeman now that I think about it. Bro, that's why Half-Life 3 hasn't came out. It's because Gordon's busy programming D, bro. Gabin's not giving us Half-Life because he can't. He's just giving it to us because Gordon Freeman is busy. He's writing some kind of D code, bro. Dobito. Oh, like Jody Brucon Jobito. Jobito code. Call void pointers then, so we can get those function callbacks. And not type void pointer. Am I doing this wrong? Can I not just extern D to load it? We love programming D. Yes, I do as well. I program D every day. So you would call linkage type C++ has mangling, doesn't it? Name mangling? Ding, 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 ding. Ugh, sorry. That brain cell just clicked. D conventions are extern D. Windows API. Who would want Windows API conventions? What? Can't get enough of D. So maybe... What if we don't give it a type? We just tell it to extern D loaded worker. Like an assembly. Looks like an assembly. Right there. Alright, do it. What? What the fuck? Okay, it doesn't like that. Maybe if we gave it a class. Can I do a... Technically, it says you can do a class for, like, C++. Who's to say you can't just slap one in there for D? Like a namespace? Namespace list? I feel like it's easier to call a C function. Oh. We can just call it as a class. Yeah, just dynamically load classes into existence. That's not bad. So loaded dynamic. Oh, it can't find it anywhere. Maybe no loaded master. Loaded master. What? Yeah, I figured. Variables cannot be type of that. Okay, well then. Master. The master class. You know about master class? Call it class master. Extern D for the entire file. Class is going to be master. And then it's going to contain the loaded master class. And that's going to be in this file, called a .so file, which I'm going to compile eventually so we can test. But for now, we're just going to write it out and think about our lives and contemplate why fish write such a bad program? Why fish so slow today? Answer is, I have no idea. My brain is on slow time. Wait. Was it semicolon or colon? Colon, semicolon, comma. Comma master. This just tells it to load from the master? What? What? What the hell? Class? Wait, can I just do class? It's a type. Class is also a type, by the way. Yeah, that works. Writing lol lamau in your code comments while DMD throws for most hilarious thing on the internet. Yeah. Bro, I'm dying right now too. I'm tired as hell. Let's see, what if we just put master? An undefined identifier. Oh! Now it's trying to link. That's good. That's a good sign. Unidentified identifier master, though. Yeah, that just means it needs to... Okay, cool. So just call worker then here. And then we'll just copy master to the worker one eventually. Alright, so now I just have to dynamically link them. We're on to this phase. So to do that, we need to compile. I have all of the compiling link written down. Either you don't link it or you do link it, but either way, who cares? We're just going to write out what it's going to need to be done. Actually, we have this, which tells us how to compile it. Let's go ahead and try... See what it's called even. DMD F underscore MPI underscore master dot D and then do dot FPIC or dash FPIC. Floating point something maybe? I don't know what this stands for. Note that constructors are always named with this. Function declaration out our return type. What did I do there? Sorry, my brain cells are... Oh, right. Void. Input equals true. That's it. Don't need to printf here. We can do write-ln. Switch it all out for the standard DIO. Just to simplify it so it can just be D. Let's see, did I do that right? Let's see, function declaration of how to return type. Oh, brain damage right here. Forgot the void on that. What the hell did I do now? This is new. Undefined reference to main. No, we don't need void main. Please no. Let's see what dash C does. I think dash C ls creates a .o file. I do see a .o. I don't see anything else. So then you take the .o file from there. Alright, so first we do the dash C. I wonder if it is... Okay, so then when I run DMD this, and I run it to do dash D and dash UI? No. I wanna do it myself, I'll figure it out. Dash OF. So that's the output file. And it's gonna be but usually you start it with lib so it knows what to do in the linker. So lib f underscore mpi underscore master dot d, and then eventually I'm gonna, or dot so. Eventually I'm gonna rewrite the name 5 times and have to fix it in all my source code. Oh, I didn't even have to do all this. Okay. The input file, or actually, so that one he compiled to dll.o. Yes. Oh, right, he only had it named that. Okay, so then f underscore mpi underscore master dot o. What's next? Dash shared dash default lib equals lib phobos 2.so so, and then the dash L is equals path, or dash R path equals path to where your library is, equals, did he use main in there anywhere? Ah, path to where your shared library is. D underscore lang. Wait, wouldn't the path be like either the final compiled one or to where lib phobos is? Let's see, what does he do in the C one? Or where did they explain it? G++. What is G++? Oh, shit. The code must be linked with libphobos 2 so that there's... We'll try to link it to libphobos 2. Actually, we'll just try it without doing any linking. Oh, I put a dash in front of my fucking shit. Me, I am dumb today. I forgot dash OF. Bro, what am I doing? LS? Oh, there's now a .so. So I thought it would just find it. So I guess now we have that. Now we just need to do the same stuff to mpi.d to get it to a .o file, so I can link in the functions from libphobos2.so. I'm glad DMD gives you linker controls at least, because then I don't have to do it manually. Although I'm not complaining. Selection. Where's the... Bro. Selection, copy, selection to clipboard. Please and thank yous. Whoever put this here is dumb, because it's not that anymore. That was me. Also, I tried to ride this lang with smart features off, pure manual transmission, dash better C mode, but DMD made sure today is definitely not better. Bro, you just need to use what's it called? LDC2, bro. Jody Brucon says you need to start using Jofito. Haha! What the? Bro, am I just stupid or... Yeah, I'm stupid. I gotta apologize. Let me get my ukulele out. We all know I need to do that right now. Beep, 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 beep. Bro. This ain't funny. Need to install Alacrity on my system. Control copy selection to clipboard. When my brain cells turn off, this is how it goes usually. Don't worry, they're going into hibernation at this time. Alright, there we go. There's my -O. And here's my -F pick. Copy selection to clipboard. Don't overthink it. Boom. That's the 2 commands you need to compile this. Which needs to be linked against libphobos2.so. Then I need to just copy all this shit in the other one. And then do the different thing. So this is how you would do the main one. Then you would do -L LDL, which is libdl. To where, and I think the R path you do need to define in this one. You need to define the R path when you do that one. So you do -C. Alright, so let's go to here. Compile with and then boom. I like that shit. Like it nice and compiled. Bro, I think people put so many comments in their code that it just makes it impossible. To compile. That's why C is so slow. It's all those people putting comments in their code. Me to be included now. f_mpi.d f_mpi.o and then -LLDL libphobos2-L rpath equals // That's not correct though. I live inside foot Yazi Kakun. I broke up with my Doom Emacs. Do you use GNOME, by the way? I gotta ask you, do you use GNOME? You seem like you would use GNOME, bro. Do you use GNOME? What do you use, by the way? I'm kind of curious right now. Not gonna lie. libphobos2 rpath.:/path to where the shared library is. -map. Slow shit, bro. Like, yeah, man, I had so much energy when I started off the stream, and then I'm like, bro, it's tapering out about right now. f_mpi. /. Alright, should be like this. So we'll copy that out. Paste it. Worker and master. God damn it. Freeman. Anyway, DMD dash. I shouldn't need that again for a while. How do you know? Bro, it's pretty obvious. I don't need to tell you how I know. I just know shit. Bro, most controversial take. The reason people don't like Windows is because they are not good at using it. Yeah, but why are they not good at using it? It's because it sucks. Let's face it. Let's be honest. You can't be good at using Windows because Microsoft makes it hard to use intentionally. That's my take. Undefined identifier worker. Undefined identifier workers. What if it needs to be class? Brain pain. Maybe I need to import the class. Am I dumb? I'm dumb. I pull a cheese. What am I? You would just take the. Why is this here? What? What the fucking shit? Class. Worker. And then we have class master. Master class. Let's see if that gets us somewhere. Class worker. See about that. Yep. Okay, those are good now. Master dot loaded master. Worker dot loaded worker. So then FMPI master will have that static. Static void. Default for void is public, or any class is like public. Okay. No property loaded master for type. So then we need to do dash LD. Let's see, LD. Where is it at? So that one. Let's check. Oh wait, it should be in here. I haven't even run that command yet. So we need a DMD FMPI. F underscore MPI, or actually DMT F underscore MPI. And actually, does this have to be an input? Local search, linking, output file, LD library path, node.so at end of file. NASM, ELF, Kemu system. NM tool for check. Okay. That's pretty much all my notes, bro. I have 4 fucking notes, and that's the only 4 I have. DMDF underscore MPIO. Yeah, fuck that shit. We're just gonna do dot D. And the OF. You do dash OF? Maybe? I don't know, who cares? Just fucking figure it out, man. Dash L. Dash LDL. Try that. And then try dash L dash R path. We'll see if this works, because I don't remember exactly how I did this shit before. I've never actually linked a DSO to... Bro, SO is just a fucking dumb idea. Why did I come up with this one again? For some theoretical thing that I think exists, but I didn't do any research in, I came up with this goddamn stupid idea. Well, it looks like we're committed to it now. How you know, MG, trust me. I tried BSP, WM. Awesome with like 5 years at least. Tried now, I like that slow Gabe Newell on GNOME. D underscore lang slash F underscore MPI. Okay, cool. For type F underscore MPI dot main master. Wait, did it actually link? Is opaque and has no members. Whoa. That's different. Wait, that happened before though. Okay. Well, that happened before. No property loaded master. What? Okay. Okay. Let's see. -OF is the output file. Let's try adding. Kind of confused now. Let me consult with the D Bible, D Docs. I don't think he's having any problems with that. Maybe it wants -map at the end. Opaque and has no members. Trying to figure this shit. Brain cells are now kicking in. Oh wait, so it has DLL open and DLL close? Shared static to this. It has a return 0. Oh, it's an int. Okay, but why? Why this no worky? DMZ. Nope. Nope. Ah, good. Let's see, do they have any guides on SO files? Object files to link in? Okay. So if you had another language and you compiled it to an O file, you could link those. Are we actually again getting the one file and putting it in there? Extern standard XFIBT. Generate indirect branch tracking code. Position independent code. Oh. That's what that means. Okay. So bro, no wonder. -fpic. fpic. So it still freaks out and complains that those are problems. even though we're gonna import those from another file, which has the fucking has those in it. Well, hold on. I'm taking the wrong approach here to this problem. Let's say we have, for example, let's clean up all this .o stuff. I mean, technically, yes, we can make a .so file. Technically. But why would we do that? That doesn't make sense. We could just import the modules in those namespaces. Oh, but that'd be stupid, though. No. That wouldn't work. I'm dumb. Because it has to load it dynamically depending on... Well, it doesn't have to, per se, but it should. So extern_d calls the class master from our DLL. Let's try that other one that we linked earlier. And then create the .so. Shared. So now I've got an SO in there. Let's see if there's more information in here. I mean, surely I had ways of linking these. AVX. Ooh. We like AVX. OF. OD. OF equals file name. OS equals OS. Processor preprocessor flag. Preprocessor flag to C++. Also C minus C++. Bro, is that like the ultimate meta joke? Like C++ is C++ minus profile equals GC release. Release is one of the things you do to make faster code. From what I understand, generate a shared library. I actually don't know what I'm doing with this. I don't want to read all this. This is a lot to read. Can't you make Google Gemini search assistants to go grab the section of the web page and save some brain cells? Yeah, that'd be a good idea, actually. Come on, man. A little mercy on at least one AI. Quen235B, go grab how to link dlang to d.so file. Yeah, compile the library source with fpic and link it as shared object. Oh, this is just spitting the same stuff from before. liblibrary.so, but this is different. You have to do -c main. But would you extern link is used? Let's see, extern C. Your .so file at compile time and call its functions via extern C declarations or dynamic loading dl open dl sim dl loading dlang. Alright, we're on the right track now. With D on Linux. Loading DLL from... Bro, we already read this shit about 1,000 times, but... Silly question in this post, static dynamic loading, I noticed. Wednesday, okay. You can use the derelict with the dynlib we're not using that shit. Dynamically loading a library from a program. It said something about symbolic. What was it called again? It said DL open and DL sim. DL open dlang. There we go. No, not slang. What the fucking shit? Bro, I am a bot. Just so you all know, guys, I'm about to fail this shit. Oh, wait, is that just a fucking weird thing? Statically link a C module with the C program. Statically loading with the C program, statically loading C++, sure. Lots of stuff with different types, by the way. I've tried to use this Brave AI, burned more of my brain cells than saving. Yeah. I don't know, man. Most of the time it's been good in the past. Statically linking D program with libphobos2.so. What does it say here? I'm just missing the fucking words I need to read. It is important to link the program with libphobos2 and not libphobos2a, otherwise multiple instances of the runtime will be with each other. -c dll-fpic main.d. He doesn't make it fpic for that one. Let's see. The problem is that when you do this, you need to have that to where this is like linked already. So unless that has to be changed. But you can't get an O file if the classes don't load. And so if the classes don't load, then how the fuck is it supposed to do that? Note how the DLL static constructors are called before DL open returns. Where does DL open happen at? Where does that occur? They do, what would they do? DL open? Which one does DL open? Is it this one? Wait, void pointer. LH equals DL open. Oh! They... brain damage. I use Pickle AI, it's very smart and free. Yeah, I like Gwen235B, guys. It's coolio, so. Void pointer LH equals... So you need to do one of these, right? You need to put a void pointer, load it, and then boom. Okay, put in my void pointer then. Void pointer LH equals dynamic. Where did you get DL open from? POSIX DLFCM? This is not great. Who cares about portability? I hate Windows, so let's just make it use POSIX only. Or only support POSIX. DL function. What does it say up here? Standard lib. A lot of imports. It's standard C as well. This is not helpful for somebody who's currently doing D. Exclusive D exclusives. Anyway, we'll just do imports. That makes it more sense. Makes it simpler. Screw all of this extern and dynamic linking. I don't... Well, it could just be done at compile time. And then we just use pragmas. then the config is just you configure what your compiler is going to do. That's also pretty dumb, though. I don't like that. Or we just don't use D for those, and we extern to C functions, since I already can do that one pretty well. Bro, D is just better C, that's why I like it, bro. If you need help, just look at my code. What, did you pull a DLL? I'm good, bro. I'm just tired. So all it is. Conf. Wait. Did I just do load conf again? This stuff is brain cells right now. Worker. What am I doing? Hold on. It's called F underscore MPI dot or underscore master. For that one, it's worker. We've barely made any progress today. This is very disappointing. We're almost out of time, unfortunately. Which I wish that was not the case, but it's almost the weekend, so we'll have time this weekend to do more. I'm good. Alright, so we got that, master, and worker. That's good. But I have to import those. Well... But I wonder if they exist anyway. Like, I wonder if it goes to here, then it's like, import that. But... that's a compile time thing. That's the problem. See, if that's done at compile time, it'll just load both those libraries anyway. So, if it's a worker, that's the problem. That's why we'd want to use a dynamic library here. I want to avoid C since I don't really want to write just C. Because then I don't really know the C ecosystem very well. That's probably... but then I'll have to learn C to do that. So then there's my problem. It originates from C and learning C rather than D. I should have started at C. But no. DL open / DL sim. Oh. Wait, you only need to do that? But then you still need to extern C. So it can be a void pointer. I mean, I guess that would work. But yeah, he has to use printf. Weird. Weird stuff. C feels weird compared to D. It's like sluggish. But then you have the long. It's like double obese. Like this fucking guy, bro. The Archmaster, bro. Long, bro. Archventure. This is good though, this should work. Well, this will work. Actually, I could learn Pragmas. I mean Vibecode, but we are D users on top of Linux. Vibecode, I don't think is legal for Linux users. Yeah, I agree with this. But now it's time for me to go and play some Half-Life today, so I can take a break, because I need my brain to take a break. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I have to apologize for not really getting very far today. But I did kind of do some stuff, at least documentation-wise. I shoved a couple lines, and then put this fucking slop. Where's it at? Anyway, I'll see you guys. I'd like to thank you all for watching. See you guys next time, and goodbye.